I was wrong. Not completely, and that is almost worse than being completely wrong. When you are completely wrong, it is easier to notice. When you are right in the wrong way, you can spend your entire life defending the right and never see the error hiding inside it. Let's talk about time. And I can already hear someone getting ready to say the phrase. You know it. It circulates in pop philosophy podcasts, in black background quotes on Instagram, spoken by people who have read half a page of quantum physics and feel ready to rewrite reality. Time doesn't exist. It's an illusion. Magnificent. I have just one question. If time doesn't exist, why are you getting older while you say it? Why did the coffee you left on the table get cold instead of hot? Why do you remember yesterday and not tomorrow? The problem is not that time doesn't exist. The problem is that nobody, myself included, has fully understood what it is yet. And there is an enormous difference between I don't yet understand what it is and it doesn't exist. The first is intellectual honesty. The second is laziness dressed up as depth. Newton saw time as a universal river, a cosmic clock ticking at the same rate for everyone, everywhere. I proved he was wrong in two precise, experimentally verified ways. Special relativity. At high velocity, your clock physically slows down relative to mine. GPS satellites correct for this effect every single day. General relativity. Gravity dilates time. A clock near a strong mass runs slower than one far away. Newton was wrong. So far, I was right. But pushing time into pure local relativism does not solve the problem. It moves it. And in doing so, it opens three structural holes in my own equations that I never filled. Before I get there, I want to stop at something much simpler. Look at your wrists. Every one of you has a clock, and not one of them is perfectly synchronized with the person next to you. One runs a second fast, one half a second slow. One stopped yesterday at 3 in the afternoon and the owner has not noticed yet. So how are you all here in the same present? Because you are, unambiguously. I speak and you listen in the same moment. None of you answered my question before I asked it. To those who say time doesn't exist, I ask, how do you explain this? If time is an illusion, it is an illusion that respects with impressive precision the causal sequence of every single event in the observable universe. At that point, the problem is not time, it is you, using the word illusion far too casually. The structural answer is cosmic time T0, a global scalar field, a quantity with a value at every point in the cosmos, like the temperature of air at every point in the room, but extended across the entire universe. It is not your wristwatch. It is the underlying physical field against which all clocks and all physical, biological, and neural processes are local projections. T0 measures the global advancement of cosmic evolution through something real and measurable, the growth of entropy. Entropy always rises on a global scale, and T0 advances with it. Without T0, the shared present has no physical foundation. Causality dissolves, and you could not even speak to me. And yet, here we are. With this tool, the three open problems close. The first is temporal singularities. Near a singularity, local coordinates behave badly. But T0 keeps advancing because global cosmic entropy keeps growing. Time does not stop in the universe. Coordinates stop, and coordinates are tools, not reality. The second is time travel. My equations admit solutions where time forms loops. My friend Gödel brought me one in 1949 as a gift for my 70th birthday. Quite a gift. A closed time curve would require T0 to decrease, but T0 is monotonically increasing with entropy, and entropy does not reverse. Time travel is excluded by structural incompatibility, not by arbitrary prohibition. The third is the arrow of time. My fundamental laws are symmetric under time reversal, but in the real world, coffee cools and does not reheat. The standard answer was lucky initial conditions, an emergent statistical property. With T0, the arrow of time is not emergent, it is fundamental. The growth of entropy is not a consequence of how the universe started. It is the operational definition of time itself. This is a decisive point for those who say time does not exist. It is not that time does not exist. It is that the time you know is a local projection of something far more fundamental. Like the shadows of a three-dimensional object on different walls, the shadows differ, but the object is one. T0 is the object. Saying time does not exist